In this video we're going to have a look and see which businesses are open in Las Americas, and a bit later on in the video we'll have a look at some of your favourite hotspots and hotels and see what's happening there. We're just coming to the end of the first week of the de-escalation of lockdown here in Spain, and we've been allowed a lot more freedom. In fact, the gyms have opened. Anna's been to the gym for the first week in a long time. Next week I'm going as well. I'll be joining her, and we'll see how that goes after 2 months of doing pretty much nothing at all. This week also sees the opening of beaches as well. Only certain beaches have been opened. For example, Los Cristianos, Las Vistas Beach, that's open. Playa Fania Bay, that's open. There's another beach called Enramada, I think it's called. That's open as well. So this was the first day of the first week of phase 2. And Diane took some video and showed me how many people there were down there on the first day. I'm sure people couldn't wait to get down there. But this is the same area where they were preparing in last week's video of Los Cristianos, so you can see the massive difference. And we were allowed to go to the shopping centre, so I took a trip to Sutton Mall just to be a little bit nosy. In fact, when I went to Sutton Mall, not all of the shops are open either, as you can see from this film. Some of the shops in the commercial centres have also got people waiting outside with a squeezy thing of gel to put it on customers' hands as they go in, so that's a nice little extra. The actual shopping mall itself has been restricted to 30% capacity in its communal areas. You're not allowed to have any children's play areas open either. And the shops that are actually inside the commercial centres, they're allowed up to 45% of their capacity with customers inside. So a bit of movement now with regard to the shops and people getting out and about. There are plenty of gel hand washing stations in Sutton Mall, so they're protecting all their customers. They've got signs on the floor saying keep 4 steps away from each other on the escalators, and obviously dots, stickers on the floor showing the positions to stand in if they're accused to get into shops. So let's head over to our outside reporter who's on the spot. You might recognise him. So I thought I'd just come down to Playa Fania Bay, and we're 70 people on the beach. This is the first week of phase 2. So let's see how many people there are on the beach. You imagine there'll be quite a few people on the beach. There's a restaurant open there, La Tosca. Other than that, pretty much all very quiet. Harriet's tea rooms closed. Colonial closed. So we're just coming down on the beach itself now. Let's have a look and see how many people there are. So it's pretty much what you'd expect, plenty of people down here on the beach. Although the sunbeds behind me, they're not actually open. They've got some tape around them. But the bar seems open. I suppose social distancing and things, as we've just seen on that sign. Other than that, apart from the space between people, pretty much seems business as usual really. Apart from lots more space on the beach. I know you're thinking you could just be there. I think it's pretty obvious that the bars behind me here are closed because there aren't that many tourists as such. Plenty of people down on the beach, but no tourists where they're here on holiday specifically, just want to go and spend money in bars and restaurants. So these guys have probably decided not to open. As of the 1st of June, we're open to movement within autonomous regions, and then the 1st of July we're having foreign tourists in. So these guys, I'm sure, will open up. That's the plan anyway. So it looks like Le Club, the bar, is open, doing some business. Got a few people in there having drinks. I think they do food in there as well, so that's okay. But the, as I say, the bars and restaurants over here, nothing. So there's quite a difference between the restaurants that you see here on the seafront walk and what's going on behind me here. Obviously they've got lots of tape in areas that you're not allowed to be on, but nevertheless plenty of people here still on Playa Fania Bay. As you can see from the video earlier from Diane on Los Cristianos Beach, I think people are starting to get a little bit more perhaps relaxed about the situation. Many more people on the beach here now. I think probably Los Cristianos today will be exactly the same. Just so many more people relaxed about the whole situation. Now in Playa Fania Bay, which is where my office is, there's a bar there called the Casino, and some of you will know it, I know. And they're actually opening on the 12th of June, they told me, but they've been scrubbing hard, and they had the people in to do the special COVID-19 spray they're doing in there as well. So that was all done last week, and they're opening up on the 12th of June, as I say. So I don't want this to be a sad video. Yes, things are still quiet, especially in the tourist zones as well. And you know, there's plenty of parking around, which really signifies that there's no one around at all. But I think mainly the residential areas, let's say like Los Cristianos, they're certainly a lot busier than Las Americas, as I found out when I was down there during the week. On Thursday I went to Las Americas around the Parque Santiago 1, 2, 3 and 4 areas, and did some video. I went to the surf beach there as well, if you know the area. Car park was really empty, and although there were a lot of people there surfing, obviously that's part of the exercise that you're allowed to take. One thing I did notice was Aliop in the Parque Santiago 4 complex. That's open. So let's have a look around at some of your favourite hotspots, and you might recognise some of the hotels in the video as well. So walking up to Parque Santiago 3 here is where you can see absolutely everything's shut. The restaurants are closed, and the shopping centre there, everything's shut. So really I think we're probably waiting until next week. So we're just coming down to the metropolis where the surfers are, and well, you've never seen a car park as quiet as this, maybe Christmas Day, something like that if you came down, but really quiet here. But Metropolis is open, just been in there for a coffee, and plenty of people in there as well actually, so that's an obvious one that needs to be open right on the seafront. But as you can see already, plenty of, let's say, touristy type bars and restaurants that are closed and permanently closed until people start coming in. So I walked up through the patch, not a lot open there, but there were a couple of local bars there and a few local people walking about. There's still plenty of council workers out sweeping the streets, mowing, keeping the leaves off, cutting the leaves off the trees. Whatever they're doing, they're keeping things nice and tidy. Most of the bars and restaurants that rely on the tourists were still closed. Veronica's still closed as well. But in fact, what I did notice was there were quite a few businesses which were taking advantage of the fact there were no people about, and they're doing a lot of renovation work as well, so that'll be interesting to see what comes of that. If I haven't shown your favourite hotel in the video, write something in the comments and I'll see if I can put it in for the next one and find out what's happening. For this video, I also tried to get to the airport as well to do some videoing, and I spoke to a guy in Seville outside, and he said that I could go in and do some videoing, and then decided to change his mind and said that I had to ask the information department inside. So I asked the information department, and they told me I had to speak to AENA themselves, AENA, the people that run all the airports. I got an email reply back, and it was only going to cost me €2,500 for me to do 2 hours worth of video. So sorry guys, you're not getting that. I don't mind doing some things for you, but I mean that's just over the top.